Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Got an NBA pick video for you guys here. Just 7 games on this slate. Nothing too crazy here. Before I get started, go ahead and like and subscribe. Support the channel. If you're not already in my Patreon, go ahead and join the Patreon. Only $5.50. Super cheap for a month. You're going to get access to the Discord. It's going to be super awesome. Going to be giving out winning plays every day on there. And parlays and teasers. Just a great value. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. You're going to win a lot of money. Go ahead and hop in there. Super awesome. Links in the description, which will be in every video. And yeah, we're going to get started. 7 games here. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Cleveland 17-32. 19-30 against the spread. The Spurs 24-23. 25-22 against the spread. Spurs opening up as 9-point favorites with the over-under at 216.5. Last 10 games for Cleveland, 3-7 in their last 10. San Antonio, 3-7 in their last 10 as well. Neither team playing very inspiring basketball right now. These teams did play on March 19th with the Spurs picking up a 6-point win. This Cleveland team barely struggling to get 100. Scored 101 last game, but 94, 75, 98, 86. They're on a bad stretch here. On a 5-game losing streak here. Spurs aren't playing that much better, but I do trust the Spurs more in this spot than I do Cleveland. Don't love the line, but I just don't trust Cleveland. I'll take the Spurs -9. We're going to take the under 216.5 as well. Next matchup, we have the Detroit Pistons versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Detroit 14-35, 25-21-3 against the spread. Oklahoma City 20-29, 24-24-1 against the spread. Detroit opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 211.5. Last 10 games for Detroit, 4-6 in their last 10. OKC 3-7 in their last 10. Both teams coming off probably their biggest losses of the entire season. Detroit coming off a 125-81 loss to the Knicks. OKC coming off a 85-133 loss to the Blazers. Man, this is just a horrible matchup. Don't love it. OKC battling tons of injuries. Detroit, just not really a good team, honestly. Don't love this game. I love the under. Both teams, both teams got in the 80s last game. I expect another snooze fest kind of a scoring game. Don't love it here. I'll take OKC +3. Who knows? I'm not really betting on this game. I'll take the points at the OKC on 2 teams that just can't score. So that's gonna do it for that video or that pick. Next pick, we have the New York Knicks versus the Brooklyn Nets. Knicks 25-25, 28-21-1 against the spread. Brooklyn 34-15, 24-25 against the spread. Brooklyn opening up as 7.5-point favorites with the over/under at 218.5. Last 10 games for the Knicks, 5-5 in their last 10. Brooklyn 8-2 in their last 10. Be sure to check on, since Brooklyn is playing a back-to-back, we don't know if Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Kyrie might sit out. Who knows? Be sure to check Harden's status and Durant. Durant's supposedly supposed to return sometime this week. I don't know if that's Monday or not. Be sure to check that. But as long as at least Brooklyn has Kyrie or Harden and at least Aldridge or Blake Griffin, I'm taking the Nets here. As long as 2 of those stars play, I'll take the Nets in this matchup. The Knicks are coming off a huge, blowout win over Detroit, 125-81. But that was against Detroit. They're playing in Brooklyn here. It's going to be a tough battle for them. As long as Brooklyn, most of their players play and are healthy, taking Brooklyn, a lot of firepower, a lot of weapons there. taking the Nets minus 7.5. We're going to go with the over 218.5 as well. Next matchup, we have the Sacramento Kings versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sacramento 22-28, 23-27 against the spread. Minnesota 12-38, 22-27-1 against the spread. Sacramento opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 237.5. Last 10 games for Sacramento, 6-4 in their last 10. Minnesota 3-7 in their last 10. Such a small spread here. I don't trust Minnesota at all. Taking Sacramento minus 3.5, and both teams with no defenses. A lot of points should be scored here. I love the over at 237.5, and I'll take Sacramento minus 3.5. Next matchup, we have the Utah Jazz versus the Dallas Mavericks. Utah 38-11, 31-17-1 against the spread. Dallas 27-21, 24-24 against the spread. Utah opening up as 4.5-point favorites with the over-under at 226.5. Last 10 games for Utah, 9-1 in their last 10. Dallas 7-3 in their last 10. Utah, on a 9-game winning streak right now, not including the Monday night game, which they should win. Or actually, I lied. Utah isn't playing. Never mind. So they are on a 9-game winning streak. 6-2-1 against the spread in their last 9 games against Dallas. 5-1 in their last 6 against Dallas. Dallas 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. 4-1 in their last 5 as well. Me being the Mavs fan, you give the Mavericks plus 4.5. I'm taking that all day long. We should have Porzingis back and Luka playing, because Porzingis sat last game for rest. So I expect, and Josh Richardson was out too, and Maxi Kleber. So I expect the full gang to be back. If they are all back, give me the Mavs plus 4.5. I think that's a great line for them. Should be a very tough, competitive, very, very tough game between two teams. And I'm going to take the Mavs plus 4.5, and we're going to take the over 226.5 as well. Next matchup, we had the Washington Wizards versus the Toronto Raptors. Washington 17-31, 23-25 against the spread. Toronto 19-30, 21-28 against the spread. Toronto opening up as 4.5-point favorites with the over-under at 229.5. Last 10 games for Washington, 3-7 in their last 10. Toronto 2-8 in their last 10. Both teams just playing very bad basketball here. Washington 0-9 in their last 9 meetings with Toronto. 0-6 on the road right now. Toronto 2-13 in their last 15. 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. They're 8-0 at home against Washington. They have that going for them. In a game where I don't trust either team in this matchup, I'm gonna take the free points with the Wizards. Don't love this game, but neither team showing they can win by more than 4.5 points here. Give me Washington plus 4.5. Give me the over 229.5 as well. Last matchup of the night, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the Houston Rockets. Phoenix 34-14, 32-16 against the spread. Houston 13-35, 15-33 against the spread. Phoenix opening up as 9.5-point favorites with the over-under at 220.5. Last 10 games for Phoenix, 8-2 in their last 10. Houston 2-8 in their last 10. This is a super simple matchup for me. Taking the Suns with confidence at minus 9.5. We're going to take the over 220.5 as well. Not touching the Rockets team. Taking one of the better teams in the NBA with the Suns. Look for them to stomp out this Houston team. Love the minus 9.5. Like the over 220.5. That's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Good luck with your picks on Monday. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good one.